The blue blood royal narrative is far deeper than it first appears. One can easily trace it back to the dynasties of Babylon and Egypt, and to the rivalry between Esau and Jacob. It goes far more ancient, with royal houses claiming origins that reach back to Mu and Atlantis, associated with mythical giants, titans, and the Nephilim. Royal families seem to connect their Atlantean blood to the legendary giant tribe Scythians. The Scythians are said to carry royal Aryan blood from Atlantis and antediluvian times. The Sarmatians are another group related to Scythians. The mother of royals, Melusine, is presented as part of Scythian mythology. Albigens. Royal Scythians were the lords of Anu, and Tuatha were the tribe of Anu. Tuatha migrated to Emerald Isle after the flood. Royal Scythians were the ring lords from the Transylvanian fairy race that spawned the elven race of the Tuatha De Danann, which eventually migrated to Ireland sometime before 1000 BCE. The marriage of the daughter of Akhenaten, Scotta, and Prince Newell of Scythia reconverged the three great dynastic lines from Scythia with the Egyptian, Mesopotamian line of Egypt, both said to carry significant Grail, dragon, ring bloodlines from Esau and the Nephilim, Amalekites, and Horites. This lineage later remarried into the royal, Scythian-spawned Tuatha De Danann in Ireland, creating a more pureblood Albigens, described as the elven race of Europe. The Scythian ring lords later divided into three additional bloodlines sometime before 1100 BCE, forming the Firbolg, Miletians, and the Tuatha De Danann. Esau had three wives. One was Ishmael's daughter Bashmath, of noble blood through her grandmother Hagar, described as an Egyptian princess and dragon queen. Bashmath bore Esau a son, Reuel, who in turn had sons named Nahath and Shammah, who became lords of Edom, Idumea. Amalek, through Eliphaz and his descendants, ruled over Seir, while the descendants of Esau through Reuel reigned over Edom, Idumea. Owl queens and dragon kings. In the public domain, the lineage of Jacob is praised and regarded as the holy source of the Abrahamic religions. However, in royal traditions, the lineage of Esau is said to preserve the sacred matriarchal line and to hold the right to reign as owl queens and dragon kings, continuing the legacy attributed to Lilith and the antediluvian kings of Kish. 12 Elven tribes of Esau. Gnostic author Lawrence Gardner claims that the kingly tribe of Esau was described in Old Hebrew as Elephs, elves. Genesis 36 lists 12 leaders, or dukes, of Edom. Gardner identifies these 12 chiefs as the tribes of a noble elven race, whom he also links to descent from the Sumerian Anunnaki, Nephilim. Horites. The sons of Seir the Horite, listed in Genesis 36 and 1 Chronicles, were 7 chiefs or tribal leaders who inhabited the land of Edom, before it was taken over by the descendants of Esau. They were the original inhabitants known as the Horites. It was from the Edomite marriage of Eliphaz and Timnah the Horite into the lords of Edom that the Tuatha Danu fairy kings are said, in part, to have emerged. In this view, the lords of Anu were identified with the lords of Edom, the Anunnaki, Nephilim. The Kassites, in this interpretation, were considered a related branch of the lords of Edom. Other Aryan migrations. The Horites, Hurrians, settled in Seir before 2000 BCE. Archaeological evidence from Mari indicates Hurrian expansion across Mesopotamia prior to 2400 BCE, later associated with the Mitanni kingdom. The Mitanni ruling class included the Indo-Aryan Marianu warrior elite, who appear to have entered the region and assumed leadership over the Hurrian population. The Mitanni were described as a kin branch of the Western Arya from the Indus Valley, maintaining deities such as Indra, Mithra, and Verina in the Middle East. These gods appear as witnesses in treaties between the Mitanni and the Hittites. This has been interpreted to suggest that Indo-Aryan deities were venerated by Aryan groups before or during their migrations into the Indian subcontinent. The Kassites gained control of Babylonia after the Hittite sack of Babylon in 1531 BC and established a dynasty that lasted nearly 400 years. They are also claimed to have Aryan Scythian origins. This group is said to have intermarried with Edomites, Amalekites, and Horites. In summary, European and Near Eastern royal houses are said to descend from antediluvian Grail bloodlines tracing back to Atlantis, Mu, and the biblical Nephilim identified with the Sumerian Anunnaki, portrayed as divine or semi-divine kings whose blood was preserved through elite dynasties after the flood. The Scythians became a central factor in the mixing of lineages through their migrations to Ireland, England, Egypt, and the Middle East. Aryans and Semites sometimes intermingled, and at other times fought throughout history. Today, all noble royal families are said to be a mixture of these various royal bloodlines.